And I love that word. It's one of my favorite words.
Yes.
So it's scratching the surface to see what's underneath. And if anybody gives you even the tiniest sense of feeling uncomfortable or shade or something, I just don't feel right about that. Just being introspective and studying that. Why do I feel that way? What is it about this person? And often if you feel like you think this is weird about this person, why does everybody love this person, then you'll find out, if you really explore, that there is somebody else who feels that too. Several of you think,
one way that I've and it seems like an easy topic, but it really isn't, because discernment.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to discern. You have to be able to tell, okay, am I looking at the right thing or am I not? And sometimes you need to trust people so that they can give you feedback. If you're going into a relationship, or if you're in a friendship and it seems a certain way, there has to be people around you that you can trust that'll tell you they're not really taking you on the right path. It's not really a good way, because you may not see it. Sometimes we get so enamored, because that's what it is, charisma. You see somebody and they will attract you with that charisma. It sounds good and they speak well and we're together.
Right.
The whole world stops. And so, but then what? And you said something. If you're not feeling good about yourself when you're around this person, that's one thing. If you feel...
It's a flag.
Yes.
I've used that word before. I mean, you've got to... If people are showing flags, take a step back.
Right. So what we call a red flag would be a sign, if... let's say that I'm that person, I'm charismatic, and I'm your friend, and every time I go to your house, your parents end up getting mad at you because there's something that I said that was inappropriate. There's something that I did. I picked on your brother and your sister. I put you against them, and then I leave. That's a red flag.
Definitely.
That's a red flag. And
somebody who gets too handsy with you.
Yes.
And you start thinking, well, that's why is, now he's massaging my shoulders. This feels uncomfortable.
Right. And this is
inappropriate.
Yeah. We talked about the episode on boundaries. If those of you that are listening, listen to our episode on boundaries. And we discuss things like that because it's all about figuring things out. And sometimes we get into these relationships because they're memories, they're past memories. So we end up in relationships from the past. It could be,
that's so true.
They remind you of your brother, they remind you of your cousin, they remind you of, and so they become familiar. And sometimes we got to think outside the box.
Right.
And the person that may irritate you, the person that you may think they're too quiet, they're introverts, or maybe they're too loud, it could be the person that you could be a great friend with, and they may lead you the right way.
Right. And I've always, I was just reflecting the other day, and I don't know why I was reflecting this, and I've said it before if you've listened to our earlier podcasts, but, I really admire the people that are, mavericks, being a maverick, being your own person, going your own way, because that's what's right.
Yes.
In your mind. That's your morality, not as a show off, but because it's what you believe in.
Yes.
Even if it means that, you lose those you love. And my family and I have been apart for over a year. Like my sisters and their families and such, and it's just a difference of how we believe, and we're not hateful, but they're all together.
Right.
I'm standing by my belief,
Yeah.
But being true to yourself, that's what it is.
Yeah. And
not compromising your yourself or your beliefs.
Right. We did the episode on individual self.
Yes.
It's when I bring those up, we've done this, and that's why this podcast is so important. Here I go promoting because of that.
Okay.
But it's what we're doing with this. It's not just hey, come listen to me talk. It's actually a learning. It's to learn. It's to fill that discernment box.
Yeah.
And learn how to tell, okay, is this a good choice or is it a bad choice? Or what about me? A lot of times we want an escape, and we're able to let other people fill that void. And that's what gets us into trouble, is when we're allowing people to fill the void, so we ignore the red flags.
Yeah. Yeah, we're letting people create noise for us so that we're not, looking at things that might make us, things that we don't want to see.
Right.
Sometimes there's something there,
yes,
and you keep convincing yourself it's not there because you don't want to see it.
Right.
And
it happens a lot, and that's how people get hurt. That's how a lot of people get in a situation where they thought, well, I thought this person was going to be the one, or I thought this person was a great friend, and it turns out that no, they were talking about you, and they were talking about putting you down.
People will. I mean, the older you get, the more you realize that people will surprise you.
Yes.
And it's not always in a good way either.
Well, leaders won't put you down.
Yeah, exactly.
Leaders work with your strengths.
Yes.
A good leader will work with your strengths and encourage you. A leader will sit back and let you take the lead at times and show you how to take the lead. They just don't say, well, move out of the way, let me do this. Or it can't be done.
The leader won't take credit for your work, for your,
yes,
if you're on a team together,
right,
maybe it's sports, and, the coach,
right,
he's not going to take credit for your skill because it's your skill.
Yes.
He could say, hey, I saw that he had the talent, I helped him practice, but it was all him, whatever.
Yeah, this is a team, Or,
this is a team.
Right.
It's not about, shining a light or taking, the light from somebody else.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No, and it's definitely true. Leaders, I mean, they're around us, and sometimes we're looking at the wrong direction for leaders. And the right direction is sometimes simple, sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's right under your nose, sometimes it's the grandmother who's been the leader, or it's the uncle who, maybe didn't get the education, but yet he gives the advice that's solid, and you're looking for that. It could be the neighbor who encourages the kids after school. They come and they're everywhere. And again, you can also call them diamonds.
Yes.
You can also call them diamonds. These are people that are not going to take credit, like you said, for something that you've done.
Exactly.
They're going to give you credit.
Exactly.
And they're going to guide you. And to do something positive. So.
Right.
And this is what
and
we
leaders
do.
don't. Leaders don't get it's okay to get angry, but they don't get emotionally distraught and lose their composure.
They're assertive.
A leader knows how to carry themselves. They can be confident, right. And maybe for some of you, this is something that takes practice.
Right.
But saying, "I'm okay in my own skin."
Oh, yes.
And they're all going to go over there and do that. And they're all having fun, and it seems like everybody's doing it.
Yes.
But I don't feel comfortable doing that, so I'm not going to do it. And you know what? People will have mad respect for you for doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Even if they don't say it, they will.
Yes.
The glory will come later.
Yeah, and you have to feel good about yourself.
Right.
Feel good at who you are and your capabilities at that moment, because it's about growth, and you may be at a place right now where you think you should be in another place, but be mindful in that moment. Look at the strengths that you have, and when you're around leaders, they'll point those things out. And instead of, it's like people that say, I just can't do this, or I'm not good looking, or why would anybody like me? They're waiting for somebody to come in and say, no, but you're great, and you're this and you're that. Well, leaders will automatically point things out. Well, don't say that about yourself. How could you say that about yourself? What about this? They actually turn it around and make it a more positive, so that negative talk that you're doing to yourself, they'll turn it around, and they'll kind of redirect you. A good leader will redirect you. Like
they'll
a coach.
Chastise you.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a coach. They want the best for you, and that's how you can tell it's a good leader, is that they're guiding you and they respect your being, who you are as a whole. The good, the bad, and the ugly, they'll work with it. A good leader will take those qualities, again, good, the bad, and the ugly, and work with it and do what they can with it. And you'll feel like a winner every time you're around a good leader.
Right.
Yes.
You should feel good about yourself when you're around, and you should trust that person. I mean, if that person's your leader, then hopefully there's a level of respect and trust there.
Yes. And it'll get there, not overnight. A charismatic person that is not a good leader, they're just charismatic, you will feel good really quick, and you'll trust really quick, and that's where it goes bad. Someone who's a good leader will earn your trust.
Right.
They'll earn your trust, and you're able to, throughout time, see that, it's a solid relationship. This person is really looking out for me. And
even if you don't agree with them, correct. Yeah, they've earned your trust and respect. You see them as a leader, and it doesn't mean that you're on the same page.
Right. Yes.
Absolutely.
So we're here with the Real Podcast of Dallas, and we're talking about leadership. An important topic, especially for teens and even adults. I think that as adults, we need help with that. We're not perfect.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And
it's a process. It's something you when you get to be our age, you look back and you go, gosh, I wish I'd known. And
yes.
Adolescence is so hard, and even in your 20s, but then you start to discern, and you start to look back at the lessons you learned. But you can start now. You have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose, and that purpose will be shown to you along the way. You'll figure it out.
And that's what a good leader does. That's what we were talking about. They see that, everything, there's a quality in everyone. There's a strength in everyone. You just have to, help them see that. Again, we're diamonds, and you have to give it time. Diamonds don't come out overnight. It takes time. No. It takes time. Unfortunately, with drugs, alcohol, unfortunately with violence in the homes, unfortunately with negativity, you see a lot of people who had the potential, and they go the wrong way. They're led the wrong way, and we see a lot of that. Unfortunately, drug addiction, it doesn't, you don't ever think you're going to have an addiction. You may have friends that are inviting you out, and let's go drink, let's go do this, let's go do that. And if there's drugs involved or alcohol involved, you may not think at that moment that they're leading you to a road of self-destruction that you can't get out of. And working in treatment and working with clients for many years, some of them, that's how they were led. It started out with somebody who they trusted, and it was fun, and it was great. And now that person's not in their lives, but they're stuck with addiction, and it's a very difficult